Not long ago has a duo of superheroes landed at UC Merced for a brighter future. That's the same case for my first two guests, who are a duo who now co-lead Hermanas Unidas chapter at UC Merced. Please welcome Dileth Duarte and Leslie Lopez.
One shot, two shot, three shot. Shot a clock. Shot a clock. Diamonds in my cup, so I went on a rock. How we at? How we at? How we at? See my outfit. I'll be looking at my
Leslie and Dileth, thank you all for being here.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
You guys are from the same hometown. Leslie, you are currently a fourth year bio major emphasizing in molecular and cell biology. And Dileth, you're also a fourth year, same bio major, but an emphasis on human biology. Did you guys know each other like before you guys came to UC Merced? Like, did you guys went through the same high school? Like, how did this friendship become a reality?
Yes, so we actually did go to the same high school, although we didn't really talk. Like we knew of each other and would talk here and there, but it wasn't till we both found out we were going to UC Merced, where we texted each other, and we're even going to be roommates in the dorms our first year. But then it got moved to Zoom since COVID happened, so we didn't live on the dorms. But then our next year we lived in
an apartment together.
Yeah. And from there,
basically we knew each other at high school. We were actually in Avid together, different classes, but they kind of collabed a lot. So I knew of Leslie from our 4 years being in Avid together. We would see each other like on trips and stuff. And then once we did find out that we were going to school together, I feel like our Avid teachers put us like in charge of a lot of things at that time.
Right.
Like we gave our
memories are starting to hitting.
Yeah.
A lot.
We did our goodbye speeches to our Avid classes.
Oh, you're right.
So yeah, we were roommates together our first year on campus, but technically our second year. And then the first semester was kind of like rough. It was just kind of, we would go to school, come back, and like that was it. So then our spring semester, that's when we were like, okay, let's join clubs together. Which is when we decided to join Hermanas. And then from the first day, basically, we kind of already felt the hermandad with everybody. And we were like, okay, let's go to because we went for informational. And then we were like, okay, let's go to the first meeting. We'll see the vibes. We'll see how it is. One particular member stuck out to us the most. She's the reason why we stayed. Her name is Jessica. She's our old co-chair. She was the reason that me personally, I'm sure Leslie too, she's the reason we stayed and we kept going with Hermanas. Mm-hmm. But that's pretty much kind of our origin story with Hermanas, like why we joined.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, one night we just decided to go on Cat Life for presents, and we looked at all the clubs available, and we like wrote down like our meeting times, and then I think the only one we actually went to was Hermanas Unidas, and we just stayed ever since.
But we joined so many on Cat Life together. Like we did a lot of like the pre-med ones or like the more bio-based ones. We did a lot of those, but I went to one and I just didn't really like find that like what I wanted there until we went to Hermanas.
Yeah.
Do you guys see yourself start a company together?
I think we're both on different paths on what we want. Leslie wants to go into dentistry and I want to go into pediatrics. So I think we are like on different realms of what we want to go on. But it would be interesting. It would be an interesting idea.
Maybe in the future we'll have a pediatrics and a dental
office together.
Yeah.
I mean, this is even more viral than the Taylor Swelsey moment. Like, you know what I'm saying? I did have about three to four folks. Well, of course, we went to the same high school together, and then we eventually find out that, you know, we were eventually going to land here. We chose not to take a flight. You know, we chose not to take the school bus to get here. We chose to ride cows. And I think that didn't go well because they did not allow us to do that in the first place. Like it was, so it was quite impossible to kind of like just showcase our Bobcat pride by showing our affection towards cows. And I still resonated to this day. Tell us about like just your favorite highlights, when dating back since you first started working at Hermanas Unidas, and how those experiences led you to become co-chairs of Hermanas Unidas.
So I'll start with like one of our first meeting. Actually, it was our first meeting. It was informational. My all-time favorite moment, we played musical chairs with everybody. And keep in mind, we knew nobody other than each other because we were housemates. We played musical chairs knowing nobody. And we just went at it with musical chairs as if we had known everybody. We pushed each other around trying to get a seat, but it was a good moment.
Yeah. Also, note is Leslie's very competitive. So there's that. That's the reason why she was loving it.
I see.
Yeah, I would say like the moment that kind of wanted me to keep going with Hermanas was probably Hermana Week. Hermana Week is our version of like our big and little week. We do like a week of events. And the spring semester that we joined, we both got picked up. And the process of that was really interesting, just because we got to meet girls on a deeper level rather than just going to a meeting, because we were with each other for the whole week. And then mixers where we got to meet a lot of people. That's where I met my hermana. And then after that, the hermanas would like create like an Instagram page and kind of for us to guess who they are. So I think that process to me was really, really fun. And then finding out that my hermana was Claudia, it was like a really like interesting moment because it was like I have like my own little family line within hermanas.
What would you guys say was your favorite highlight of your Bobcat experience so far for both of you?
Ooh.
Because I know you guys are not yet graduating, right?
Not yet.
Not until this spring.
Right, but overall, so far, like
me personally, I think my favorite like memory will have to be Coachella of our first year on campus. So 2021, 2022, 22. When we had the Peachtree Rascals come out and Tanashi. I really loved that. Me, my cousin, and my boyfriend, we all went together. I think you were out of town.
I was out of town.
But it was really fun just because it was my first time at a concert, quote unquote concert. So it was really, really nice. I really got to like feel that experience. And the Peachtree Rascals were amazing. Tanashi was amazing. But I don't know, the vibes were just so cool. And it was just like, after being in COVID for so long, it was nice seeing everybody get together and like have that fun. So for me, that's always like a very highlight moment for me.
Yeah. It's really hard to choose one because I know OSI holds a lot of good events on campus and off campus. Ooh. I don't know. I'm just going to go with, what is it? Wake Up Wednesdays. Going to get a donut or a concha in the ASUCM room. That's a highlight. Now we have discussions together on Wednesdays. And so on these past 2 weeks, we've just been like, oh, let's go get a donut or a concha with ASUCM. So that's their little tradition now after discussion.
That's our treat for after discussion.
Wow. I would argue that ACCM doesn't try at all. Like they just hand out the donuts and like other breakfast treats. Good luck with the rest of your day.
Yeah.
And oftentimes I always told them that they should give out healthy options.
Donuts though.
Well, they could, of course. I did hear that like they could raise up your level of energy throughout the entire day. And then the next day, of course, you realize you have a midterm and then you're like, crap, I should have had those on the same damn day. And the thing is, ACCM does not predict when midterms happen. Also a big thing for Hermanas Unidas, silly awards.
was something that I think really it captivated, the sanity of a lot of people because, awards used to be taken seriously, but now they can be arranged at random paces, right? Without even asking for consent, in the very beginning, which kind of defeats the full purpose of even awarding a person that you barely know of. But were you guys nominated for any silly award yourselves?
I don't know which ones I was nominated for, but I did get Studious Hermanas, which isn't that silly, but my sister got, I'm not sure what they called that award, but it was like for always wanting to be in pictures.
The photogenic award. That's what she got.
Is that a thing? Photogenic?
Well, they kind of described it more as like always wanting to be in front of the camera. So she's like a camera hog.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. I don't know what they called it essentially, but basically saying that like, if you need anything, I'm going to have it in my bag. Because I'm the type of person where like my bag is always full of so many things, but it's because you never know what's going to happen. I'm like, I have like a hairbrush in my bag. I have makeup in my bag. I have medicine in my bag. So I'm always equipped. So people always like come ask me when they need anything. So that was my silly award.
Were there any unique silly awards that actually made it on the air?
I think my favorite one was Brianna's. She got Hermana who's always out on the street. Just because, Brianna, she graduated last year. She loves to go to concerts. She's always out, like, doing something. Every time I see her Instagram, she's out always doing something. So that award was for her. And then we had Dynamic Duo, which was given to Esme and Vanessa for, like, kind of basically like Hermana pairings, like the best Hermana pairings, just because they got really close after Hermana Week. Those are the ones that I can think of right now. Yeah.
Sure. And I believe, from what I understand, those names made it on the air, because it's rarely heard anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not something that, like, I would typically come up with, because if I were on the streets, like, all the time, always doing something, a lot of things could happen to me. I could either get robbed or I could either get bribed. Or I don't know. I could probably end up in the wrong place where I'm not supposed to, or I don't know, crash into a meeting that I'm not supposed to be in. So a lot of weird things can happen. You know what I'm saying? If you, if you're being awarded, if you're being recognized that way, or at least if I get this title, right, which kind of has been an open option. I'm not sure if like Hermanas Unidas has ever thought about this, but I have been an open candidate for any nominations, throughout this time. Like, I've always said to myself, if there was anybody who could nominate me for photogenic, I'm basically on the camera all the time. Even though it took me, like we are doing right now, even though it took me years and years to destroy the camera shyness that I carried out for the past 10 years. I would say. And I look at the clock because, I think the clock in general really does a great job at telling time and giving you this, maybe some dark memories that sometimes don't go unfiltered, so it's definitely one of those, definitely one of those key moments that I would definitely, see myself in. But like I said, I would love to be awarded I would love to be nominated for any of those awards, even though I don't have a chance of getting into one. As we speak. But talking about competitiveness, now I know you guys mentioned that, hermanas alike, get competitive at everything. Leslie, this was you at one of these competitions that you guys have hosted. Now tell us about that moment. Was this something that you would ever see yourself do before?
No, I am not. I would never imagine myself like playing capture the flag with like a group of people here on campus. But as Dileth mentioned, this is my family line, and we actually won we were the champions for our little capture the flag game.
The Hermana Olympics, yeah.
And Delay, were there any like competitions that you have been into yourself?
Yeah, I mean, like this one, just because I was hosting it, I really wasn't in the activity games.
It could have rigged the game, you know.
I really could have. No, I had a sideline partner. They were helping me. We were like just making sure no one was cheating, you know.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's good.
competitiveness is there.
It's a good sign that competitiveness is going somewhere.
Yeah, but no, I unfortunately didn't get to participate, but just like watching everybody, and that was really nice. But we do like competitive games like in any of like our GB meetings or any of our events. That's particularly when I kind of would do more of the competitiveness games.
Would you argue that competing at intramurals is way better than like competing at the Hermanas Olympics, or would you say otherwise?
I'd say otherwise.
Right.
Hermana Olympics is a different kind of a competitiveness. Like we are there supporting each other, but obviously we still want to take the prize.
It's a different dynamic. I think, because like we're all friends, we're all hermanas. You know, obviously like they wanted to win really bad, but like it was like they were still rooting on everybody on the opposite team. So it wasn't competitiveness to the point where I'm like, I want them to lose, but then it's like, but I want to win too, you know? Which is like one thing that I love about our group of hermanas. Everyone is so supportive of each other. I'm gonna bring it up because I think it's so cute. Our academic chair, she did a academic shout out. So anyone that had like anything cool that happened to them, like achievements like academically or professionally, we advertise that and we kind of show off and we get to applaud our hermanas. So like that's kind of like our dynamic is we love hearing about how everybody is and we kind of like see how everyone's going to go in the future. Yeah.
So how would you interact with a team who lost? Like, do you just immediately say, "Oh, you just got hermanad," like, or something like that?
No, we played fair. We played friendly. So after, I think someone brought up the idea of doing the soccer thing where you give a high five as you go by. So that's what we did. It was a good job to everybody. But there was no hard feelings. And then right after we took a picture and we were talking for a little bit and then everybody left.
So this feels like more of a retreat. You know, it's what I'm getting here. Like, you know, I'm saying just these are family traditions, right? That don't go unnoticed. Oftentimes, like there's always a spare amount of time that I think every human being needs, you know, just to either bond with somebody that you either fuck with them or not. But I'm saying like there's always that small margin, you know what I'm saying, somewhere in your lifetime that you needed that special someone, you know what I'm saying, to bond with. And, you know what I'm saying, just spread all the love, you know, to your entire community, which I find it very amazing, right? That you guys do. Like these competitions are very hardcore. Now, something that really pisses me off is that this is not aired on ESPN, you know, for a reason. This is not aired. Like, there's not a lot of women's sports in that fashion that often go on the air. So I wanted to ask, you know, just for the sake of curiosity, like, would you guys like to see yourselves on the air on the sports channel, like, you know, actually doing these Hermana Olympics per se?
I'd save myself the embarrassment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I don't see why. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You won a prize, and now it's like,
but it's funny. It was a fun little distressor, but
it's fun in the moment, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that makes much more sense moving forward. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's something that I would expect. You know, if I were, you know, to bust in, you know, hopefully I get through your security guards. You know what I'm saying? And experience, you know, that once in a lifetime experience. And, you know, for those out there, you know, who are tuning in, you know, definitely check those activities out. You know what I'm saying? Because these will definitely, you know what I'm saying, make you feel emotional in some ways. Because you often think to yourself, man, you know, I wish I was never this good at soccer, you know, or something like that. But you are in your heart, right? I mean, I guess that could make up a fair argument on that point. And now very quickly, any announcements that you as co-chairs of Hermanas Unidas, obviously like the duo always has something to spit out on the news. But do you guys have any announcements for us?
Yes. Our biggest event is Hermana Week, and that is coming up. It starts on October 15th.
So October 15th is a Sunday. That's a day that me and Leslie will be hosting, and that is our barbecue kickoff. So it's our kickoff to Hermana Week. We meet up at the lake, and then we just do activities. Hermanas and hermanitas mix and mingle, and they get to talk. And then after that, the whole week, we do events every single day.
Up until that Friday, the 20th.
Yes, so that is our biggest one coming up. As well as in November, we will be hosting our Señoritas Night, which we stated again is a celebration for our seniors. We do senior speeches, senior gifts. We get food catered, and it's just essentially it's kind of like a familia get together. Basically, we like all get together, we talk, and then in the spring we have two pretty big events. In the spring, we host our annual birthday celebration. In April, we have a tradition of doing s'mores, because that's all our founding mothers were able to afford when they established Hermanas Unidas.
When we celebrate our first birthday.
Yes. And then, do you want to say that?
And then we have Pulso, which is our biggest event in Hermanas Unidas. It's a fun night to enjoy the Latinx music. This year, we're actually planning to hopefully do it off campus. Last year, we did it on campus in the amphitheater, and this year we plan to hopefully do it off campus.
Yeah, make it bigger, make it better. Because last year was our first year being able to host it. It was a lot smaller. It was like dipping our feet in, kind of seeing like how we can do and what we can do better since COVID. But definitely this year we're thinking bigger and better.
Yes, so stay tuned for that.
Out of both of you, which one of you got the most pied? Or which one of you has pied the most hermanas on the record?
I got pied 3 times, and then I pied 4 people.
She pied the most because I only pied 2 people.
Is there a certain ability that you need, like, to pie this many people? Like,
no, the pies were just more funding for us. Me pieing people was just kind of like, it's fun. I pied Leslie, so it was just kind of, and then she pied me back. So
that was a sister moment right there. That's pretty cute. That's pretty cute. Yeah. I'm just wondering because, like, you know, there are different ways that you can pie somebody, but I've always wanted to dive, you know, into a new technique, right, of being accurate as to where in the head you're actually pieing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to make sure that if there are any imperfections, like right around, that you might want to avoid, you know what I'm saying? And just kind of like let them live out or something like that. But I just thought I would ask because I would at least want to know if you guys have any advice. What is the best way to pie someone?
It depends if you want to be nice or mean. Yeah. If you want to be nice, go. Yeah. If you want to be nice, go nose and mouth, and that's it. Don't go above the eyes. And if you want to be mean, go for the full face and move it up to the hair.
Has that happened a lot, or
it happened?
Wow. Okay.
Treasure, she got pied twice like that, they got her in the full face, and then they went up her whole head.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Damn. Well, there goes Hermana privilege then. I'm saying because I mean, it probably could have been much worse than that.
I think for us, just because we have longer hair, I think it's more like stuff getting stuck in our hair rather
Okay.
than. And then I think what helped too is when we did the pies, we had our hair back, so it didn't really get
Okay.
just like right here in the front, but like we were able to just clean it off with some wipes. But not
Okay.
in like, well, I don't know about Annie. I don't know about
No,
Anna.
they did everything.
Yeah, we did her full hair. I don't know if she like wiped it off or like she used water. I don't know how she did it.
Yeah, exactly. Speak for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Now, the reason I ask is because I later now know that you guys are fully prepared for everything. You know, it seems you guys are prepared for any possible occasion that could happen. Because I honestly didn't know that this is really a part of what hermanas do. I do know that like other social clubs and orgs like kind of do this similar thing, but I just never really knew the experience behind it, or at least for any Bobcat who's never had this experience before. But I would offer a suggestion, right? And maybe you guys can, prove me wrong on this, or throw this out to your members. But maybe have a certain pie, that like is waterproof. Have a certain pie that's waterproof, or that like it doesn't, I don't know, mess up like whatever's in front of you, I guess, or something like that. I don't know if that's like technologically possible, but maybe throw that out there and see how it goes, which I assume it probably won't, but I'm saying just come up with some form of pie, right, that just doesn't get all over you, you know what I'm saying? And that it's like that it just drains all down, but except for the eyes or something like that. You know what I'm saying? For those hermanas who like, want to go hardcore and I just want to like pie you the full face. Or, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what we did some girls brought whipped cream and then we had shaving cream. The shaving cream, I feel like, wasn't that hard on your skin compared to the whipped cream, because the whipped cream just made everything sticky. But then there's the thing that like if you're getting it on your mouth, you can just kind of lick around your mouth, I guess. To take it off.
Damn! Like, like you think like, you don't want that shit, or we're like, get away from me! Like, no. Like, and for those who may be sensitive to skin, right? This is something that they could truly consider. So it's definitely worth bringing those alternatives, right, on the ballot, because like if I try out this same activity with my older cousin, he'll probably kill me. I could probably not last for long, saying. And again, this was the late Duarte and Leslie Lopez. They are both co-chairs of Hermanas Unidas and partners in crime. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us.
We'll be right back with a quick commercial.
Patrick, Jake from State Farm, explain this bundling thing again.
All right, Coach Reed. Let's say these fries are your car, right? And
And this burger is your home.
Okay.
it can be more affordable if you bundle them together.
Kind of like a combo meal.
Kind of like a combo meal.
Explain it again with those nuggies.
Bundling, just another way to save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.